versus the world. We may not be right, but we don't know what about. Versus the world. We don't fuck around. If we did, we found out we are drunks. Versus the world. We may not be right, but we don't know what about.
Welcome once again to another episode of the Drunks versus the World podcast. It's a very special episode tonight.
Yeah, it is. Wrestlemania.
It's night one, Wrestlemania. I'm Lucas.
I am Jason. We are here today. You know, we're smoking crack and gonna talk some smack.
Yeah.
See,
mostly the crack.
Yeah. The Rock would say something like that,
Yeah.
but he'd be more like, "Hey, I'm The Rock, and I'm here to suck some cock," or something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to WrestleMania this year. It's a big one.
Yep.
Very big. But before we get into that, we should talk about our week.
Yeah. So, honestly, you know, my week really doesn't change all that much for the last couple of years. I really didn't do too much. We went to trivia. Just me and you, and it was kind of weird because we actually didn't do too bad for it. Was two of us against like teams that had like 4, 5, 6 people.
And I fucked up the last question for us. It didn't matter. I mean, we were just out of the top 3, I think, going into the final question. So
yeah. Well, we only missed like 2 questions, or 1 or 2 questions. I were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" That was a dumb mistake there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big deal. Other than that, we've been obviously, like usual, playing a shitload of
a lot of Helldivers. Yeah.
Leveled up today. Level 35, Marshall. We got
nice
15. Well, now we thought we were getting close to the end of leveling. Now it's fucking ejected from 50. The top 50 was your top level. Now what is it? 150?
150, I think.
Jesus fuck.
There's no way.
They should actually change. They should make it easier to start getting to where like you get halfway there, then it gets harder again.
Yeah. Maybe once or if we get good enough to play on the highest difficulty, that maybe we'll be able to get to 150, but
I don't know, because now if it goes to 150, how hard is the hell dive level going to be when we actually hit 50? Is it going to be harder because of that, or?
I don't think so.
Huh. Well, how was your week?
My week was all right. I didn't do a whole lot. And by that, I mean I didn't do a whole lot at work.
Basically kind of did the same thing I did. Except for you added work to your schedule.
Yeah. And although like I said, I didn't really do much work.
What about Easter Sunday?
I ordered Indian food. I didn't even know it was Easter until that Friday right before.
So just to let you know that we're going into this WrestleMania tonight. We are watching, and our other co-host Justin is actually there today. Him and his brother are down there for his brother's bachelor party.
Yeah, a week out in the New York or Northeast area.
Yep, and he just sent me a picture, and I'll show it to Lucas here. He's actually not that far away from the stage, or from the.
Oh, wow. Those are good seats.
Yeah. Better be for what he paid for them.
Yeah.
A lot of hand jobs in to get to that.
Yeah. We definitely will have a decent shot at seeing him.
Yeah.
He might be right in the first level of the stands, because he looks like he's elevated above the people in front of him.
But I thought he said he was on the floor.
Oh, okay.
But maybe not. So what we're actually do this episode, we're actually going to go over our picks for night 1. We'll try to get to night 2, because this is only going to be we can probably talk about WrestleMania next week, so everybody will actually know what happens next week. So what we're going to try to do, let's just try to go over what we see and what we think.
Yeah.
You know,
give our predictions.
Right. So before we get too far into it, during the Monday Night Wars and the Attitude Era, I was a big WCW fan. I did watch some WWE, but it was more because I liked Stone Cold. And I kind of dug the DX thing, but I was but I'm a Sting guy. I was always a Sting. Sting was my favorite wrestler of all time. And he retired, so now I got to find me a current favorite. And I don't even know who to pick, because I like that Seth Rollins, but I just hate the way he dresses.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe it's more because people want to bang his wife.
Yeah?
I mean, who wouldn't want to bang Becky Lynch?
Yeah, she's
the man.
Becky the man Lynch. Yeah, I think obviously my favorite right now is Cody. Like, he's basically the reason that I got back into wrestling.
Same. I remember me and you watched WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking fantastic show, especially the second day with that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair match.
That was such a good match.
Fucking crazy match.
I just watched that again. They had it. They put it on YouTube in the lead up to WrestleMania.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a really cool WrestleMania last year, which we thought that Cody should have won last year.
Yep.
But I think that's why they're having him do it this year.
Well, we can talk about that one first, because that's the big one.
Right. So we have
Cody Roman.
The Cody and Roman Reigns title shot. Roman did he break the record? Is he close to it?
So he broke 1,000 days, but he hasn't broken the record, which I don't think they're going to have him do.
Well, the record is on like 1,300 days or something like that.
Yeah, I think, was it Hogan? I don't remember.
I don't either.
But I don't think they're going to have him.
Right. My pick is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I think Cody wins it this year. There's too much.
Well,
the story this whole year was about Cody Rhodes getting back to WrestleMania for the championship, and if they don't put the belt on him now, the window is going to close. They have to. What
I really like about it is that they finally have somebody in the Rhodes legacy to actually win the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Yep. I know Goldust was Intercontinental.
Yeah.
But none of them.
They tried to push him as a contender back in the day, but I think they just let his character go a little too far, as because back then, homosexuality was still a little taboo.
It was still, yeah.
So making this Goldust character that he had act very feminine or act very homosexual like, and I'm not homophobic at all. It's just that maybe they pushed him too quick, too fast for that.
Yeah, that could be.
And then obviously you have his dad, their dad, the American Dream.
Yeah.
And his dad,
Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes. I tell you one more time, baby. He's just, he was great.
Yeah, I love Dusty Rhodes.
What I didn't like about him is those fucking stupid ass polka dot fucking.
That was Vince.
Yeah, but it made him look like an idiot.
Yep, Vince did that specifically, I think, because he was mad that Dusty went and instead of signing with WWE, he went and won the NWA?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
World Championship, which was still that was on par with the WWF at the time.
Right. So I think I'm going for Cody. I just really hope that they don't try to pull the whole Rock coming in, because the Rock, he's always made a good heel. But when you're as big in Hollywood as he is, really make him look like a jackass.
Yeah, so this segues into the night one main event, which is Cody and Seth versus The Rock and Roman. And there's a stipulation, though, if Cody and Seth win, then the entire bloodline is banned from ringside during the main event.
Oh.
And if The Rock and Roman win, fuck, I don't remember what that stipulation is. But regardless, it affects my prediction for the tag match, which I think that Roman and The Rock win the tag match against Seth and Cody. And then Cody wins against Roman tomorrow night, despite the Bloodline trying to interfere and stuff.
Right.
He'll, maybe Seth comes out to help run interference against the Bloodline or something. And
right. So I'm kind of with you on the same track with Roman and The Rock winning the tag title. I really
not title, but the tag match.
Win the tag match against Cody and Seth Rollins. And I'm glad that Seth is able to wrestle, but hopefully he doesn't get hurt again. So
yeah,
because he wasn't even supposed to really be able to make it to this WrestleMania. He was supposed to be out for like another 2 months, I thought. But he's been in there, hooking and jabbing. Justin and his brother, like I said, they're up in the Philadelphia watching this live. They sent a couple of predictions, and one that they have for this match was Rock and Roman win the tag match. And then he did say Cody wins on Sunday.
Okay.
So we were all in line for that.
Yeah, we're all on the same page there.
Right. And so that's a plus. We all kind of agree with that. I mean, unfortunately, there are websites out there that I've seen back in the day that actually they know what's, spoiler alerts, basically. They know who's doing what. And that type of shit should be fought from WWE standpoint. And even, say sports in general where they have shit like that. Because we used to, I'm not gonna lie, we used to do like this deal where we would do like a board. Not really a board, but we'd bet on the wrestling matches. We all pick who. Well, my buddy said, okay, we got these many matches. We're going to assign 1 through 1 point. You get these many points, but you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. You get 1 point, and then you can take that point and add it to wherever you want for whichever match, right? And this guy was winning all the fucking time. He just knew how to put his numbers, we thought. Well, fuck no. We found out that he was going to that website that knew what was going on. And so he would try to throw us off his old trail by, I got that one wrong. Oh, weird. You only missed 1 point for that one or 2 points for that one, you fucking dick, So hopefully that they've gotten a handle on that type of shit. We all know that it's scripted, but we also know that they only have 10 of their first 10 of their moves are going to be, and from there on they just
Yeah, I think they just know basic sequences that they're going to do.
Right.
And then at certain certain times, then there'll be like okay, now we start this, and
right.
But it's not fully scripted.
Right. So, all right. So next match that we have looks like Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the women's.
Let me go back because this is maybe let's start with the first match. It's listed backwards. So the first match is supposed to be Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I honestly have no idea about this match.
I just gut feeling it's going to be Rey and Dragon Lee. I think it's about time that Dominic gets his fucking little ass whipped by his old man again. And
yeah, and I think, is this Dragon Lee's debut, maybe? I might be thinking of someone else. But
I think so. If I remember right, Dragon Lee, he's a wrestler from Japan.
Okay.
And if you remember playing WWE 23 or 2K23, I think he's that wrestler that helps you once you get booted out of WWE.
Oh, really?
I think so. I'm just not exactly sure. But that's where I stand on that one.
Yeah, I think thinking more about it, I think you're right. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee will probably win, especially because if this is really Dragon Lee's debut or his maybe his pay-per-view debut.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them wanting him to win that.
Right. We have Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control.
This one is interesting. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to spin a conspiracy. I think they want Bianca and Jade Cargill to be a feud at some point, because like Bianca is, the strongest woman in the WWE basically. And then this lady, she showed up at the Royal Rumble and she's jacked.
Yeah.
And so fans have always kind of wanted to see that as a storyline.
Right.
And this is Jade Cargill's intro into the WWE now, other than that Royal Rumble.
Right.
But I think there's going to be some kind of miscommunication between like Jade and Bianca in the match, and Damage Control will win, and then maybe that'll spark the feud between Bianca and Jade. But
I could see that, but I've also noticed a little bit there's been some little bit of issues inside of Damage Control, I believe. So I could see where if there's miscommunication, it might be on both sides, or maybe Damage Control kind of starting to splinter a bit. I think that the Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill, I honestly think they're going to win for one reason, is because I don't think they can let Bianca Belair lose after she lost at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, an Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, yep. So that's where I'm with that one.
Okay. So we disagree on the outcome there.
Yep. Justin didn't put anything down there for that one, so he only did like 2 or 3 picks, which, I mean, come on, fucker. Quit being lazy. Know what you're doing.
Yeah. So this next one is might as well be a battle royal.
Right.
It's crazy. This is a 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Now, we've got Damian Priest and Finn Balor, the Judgment Day.
Yep.
Against R-Truth and The Miz.
Yep.
I forget what they're being called right now. Versus Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. I don't know who those guys are.
Yep.
Versus Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They're the New Day.
Yep.
Versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Like, there's so many people in this match.
Yeah.
I have no clue what happens here.
So, who's the champions here?
Damian and Finn.
Okay. That's what I kind of thought. If anybody's going to give them a push for it, I really think it's going to be Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I could see them. Aren't they the Street Profits?
No, they are the New Day.
Yeah, the New Day. I think Kofi Kingston, if I remember right, he was a heavyweight champion once or twice.
He was, I think so.
And Xavier Woods, the guy can wrestle. He's very technical. He's quick. Damian Priest is a fucking powerhouse, and he's agile. And Finn Balor is a bit of a powerhouse himself. I don't mind R-Truth. I really can't stand The Miz, to be honest with you. And the other ones, never heard of them. You know?
I think, gosh, my initial thought was with you with the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I'm starting to think it's going to be R-Truth and The Miz.
Think so?
Because R-Truth has this history with the Judgment Day where he thought he was a member of Judgment Day. And there's this. So this could be maybe if R-Truth and The Miz, if they took this, it could be kind of like, it could maybe start infighting in the Judgment Day. Because I kind of think that
they're done.
That Rhea needs to split from that group. And so.
Well, you really don't see Rhea and Damian and Finn Balor and fucking Mysterio, Dominic.
Yeah, it's mostly
much anymore.
Rhea and Dom, and then Damian and Finn and that other guy are kind of separate.
Yeah, I agree. I think that pretty much is Judgment Day. If they're going to keep the name and maybe just as their tag name, So you're going with R-Truth and The Miz.
Yep.
And I'm going with Kingston and Woods. So,
All right.
that's going to be an interesting match for sure.
Yeah.
And plus, it's a ladder match. Who doesn't like a fucking ladder match?
There's just so many people. It could be chaotic.
Yeah. Yep. That is true. Okay. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. I'm gonna predict an Uso wins.
Oh, going out on a limb.
I am going out there.
This I haven't followed the feud that closely. I don't know who's got one up on the other right now.
They're both almost identical though.
Yeah, they really are.
They wrestle the same almost.
I'd have to know the history of the feud to be able to predict this.
A lot of it had to do with splitting off of Roman because they're tired of the tribal chief being fucking disrespectful to the table and shit like that.
Okay. I think Jimmy wins this.
Think so? I like Jay.
I do too. I like Jay.
And so, just to make it fair, all around, you're going with Jamie, I'm going to take Jay.
Okay. I'm taking Jimmy, and maybe my logic here is wrong or flawed, but I'm taking Jimmy because after Cody beats Roman, that's going to like weaken Roman in the tribal, yeah, or at the table.
Right.
And if Jimmy wins as well, that elevates him up. So now maybe he's going to start thinking, yeah, maybe Roman's not the right leader and all that. So I think that might play into how that all plays out down the road.
Yeah.
So that's my reason for Jimmy.
I'm taking Jay because, well, I'm Jason.
Valid.
And like I said, it's going to be an Uso who wins. So either way, I don't lose.
I'm not sure that logic works, but
it works because when at the end when somebody hands get raised, who is it going to be?
It'll be an Uso.
All right, see?
Maybe.
Okay.
Next up, this is a big
I
match.
fucking hate this guy, but
We've got Gunther versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship.
I think Sammy's due for a win, even though he's kind of a goofy guy. And I think it's time for Gunther to just, okay, you've been the champion for so long. Your next step is normally towards the heavyweight championship belt. So, okay, you've been there, you've done that, you played the game, you've destroyed pretty much everybody. It's time to give it up and move forward. Start heading towards your path towards the fucking belt, the heavyweight championship belt. So that's my reasoning. That's why I'm going with Sami Zayn.
All right. I'm going with Gunther. And here's my thoughts on why. Here's how I would book it. Okay. As the booker in me.
Okay.
So I think Gunther wins. And somewhere down the line, because Gunther's run has been so dominant, I think Gunther is going to give up the title. I think he's just going to leave it in the ring, and then there'll be some altercation with, whoever's the champion at the time. Mm-hmm. And so I think he's going to give up the title and, set his sights on the heavyweight championship.
I mean, that's kind of what I said, but,
Yeah, but I don't think he'll lose the title. I think he'll just give it up.
I guess we'll find out. I think it's going to be a great match too. I mean, Gunther, they're both great wrestlers.
Yeah,
Gunther,
they are really good. Both.
He's a brute. He's just a fucking brute. And Sammy can be a bit of a more not technical, but more of a he's a clobber type of guy,
kind of a brawler.
But he's quick. So that's who I'm going with.
It should be a really good match.
Yeah, either way, the match is going to be good. So, all right. Who I think I know. Yeah.
Then we got Becky the Man Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Two good wrestlers. I mean,
that's a that's a fucking Playboy centerfold spread that we didn't know we needed.
Yeah.
I'm going for my girl, Rhea Ripley. She is, first of all, she's the best woman wrestler that's ever stepped foot into the squared circle. And that's proof by winning. She's won the SmackDown title, the next title, and she's won the fucking Raw title. And then she's the only female that's done it. She's won multiple titles. She's very technical. She's a brute, but she knows what she's doing. Not taking anything away from Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is, I just don't think Becky can really go hand to hand with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
She has had the title for a year. They might decide to let her choke it up this time around, but I don't think so. Rhea's just got too many people behind her as far as fans and everybody to let her lose the title.
Yeah, I think Rhea wins as well. She's just too big right now.
Yeah.
Like, she's the biggest women's star.
Yeah.
Easily, by a wide margin right now.
As far as in ring, yes, but as far as maybe total popularity, it's going to be tough because, I mean, look at some of the women from back. I mean, Lita back in the day.
Oh yeah, I mean right now.
Yes, definitely right now. But of all time, I mean, there could be some arguments made for some previous, like Trish Stratus. Trish was good, but she wasn't. I mean, a lot of female wrestlers back then were still trying to figure out how to do it and do it well, like Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair.
It is a little funny the way that the Attitude Era and that Diva Era, how different that was from the way that women's wrestling was before that.
Yeah,
because there was really good women wrestlers. Medusa.
Yep.
I forget what she was called when she was in WWE.
I mean, you got some from back in the 70s even.
Bull Nakano was really good. But and they were doing the style of wrestling, you know, it was the same style of wrestling that the men would do.
Right.
And then all of a sudden that, you know, it shifts into that Attitude and Diva era, and it's like it was only about the looks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there was not a lot of good wrestling there. And then towards the end of it with Lita and Trish Stratus, they took it into, you know, back into that normal kind of wrestling.
So you remember they had Chyna back when she was fucking just beefed up, you know. Mm-hmm. WCW tried to go the same way, and they had this one. Her name was Asia, if I remember right. Blonde and built like a brick fucking shithouse suit. And I can't remember. She was actually married to a wrestler back then. I just don't remember who it was. And obviously they couldn't. The only female that they had that could be just as to take away from the divas for the divas from WWE and the females in WCW was Miss Elizabeth, and she wasn't a wrestler.
Yep.
But everybody loved Miss Elizabeth.
Yep.
She was universally loved by everybody, and it's too bad what happened with her.
Yeah.
You know.
Drugs, man.
Those pills will do it to you. All right, so that basically does it for day one, doesn't it?
Yeah, because we've already discussed then the tag match between Roman and Cody and company.
Right on. Okay, so what do we got for day two?
Night 2. We start off with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Final Testament in a 6-man tag match. Ooh, and it's a Philadelphia street fight.
Ooh,
whatever that means. Probably just anything goes.
Kinda. And it's out in the middle. It could bleed out into the stands, into the fucking parking lot, whatever. If anybody knows anything, I think Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits win that.
I agree. But again, this is similar to something earlier where the Jimmy and Jay fight. I don't really know the history of this story.
Right.
Since I don't watch all of wrestling regularly.
I don't like... Bobby Lashley was a heavyweight champion contender.
Yes.
For so many years, and he's won the title quite a few times.
Yeah.
And now they're having him being the first match of the second night, which I don't think is right. Because look, what are they going to do that to Roman Reigns in the next year? Fuck no, they won't do that to him. They're not going to. I hate how once they find their favorite, then they'll push them. And what if Lashley loses this weekend? Then what? Are they going to turn around and be like, well, you lost, so we're gonna get you back into the hunt for gold, but it's only be the international, tag or international title or the U.S. title, and just kind of start pushing him onto the back burner. I fucking hope not.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that to him, even if he does lose, tomorrow.
Right.
I think because this could just be, maybe this is early in this feud and they're planning it, for the multiple pay-per-views or something. So.
Right. Yeah, it'll definitely be an interesting match. That's for sure. And Final Testament, I guess I haven't been paying enough attention to wrestling to know who Final Testament is.
Same. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them.
Right. All right, next one we have is LA Knight for AJ Styles. For me, I could give a fuck less who wins this fucking match. I think they both suck. I've never been a fan of LA Knight or AJ Styles.
I can see why people like LA Knight. I mean, he is good, like, on the mic. He's got charisma.
Wasn't he in the Elimination Chamber with?
Yes, and that AJ Styles came out and interfered. Gosh, I really don't know who wins this one. I could see it going either way.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting match. If I had to pick one, I'm going to say LA Knight wins, just because this feud has started. He was in the Elimination Chamber with fucking Orton and Paul and all those guys. So I think LA Knight's got this one in the bag. Yeah,
I'll trust you on that because I don't have any idea.
Yeah,
but the next one I've got some thoughts about.
Me too.
So the next one is Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens in a triple threat match for the United States Championship.
Yeah, you go ahead and take this one.
Oh man, there's a lot going on here. I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say Logan's going to retain.
Oh.
And gosh, it might end up because Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, this is a big feud with them. Yeah. I don't even know how Randy Orton got involved, probably because of Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened.
But I think that I think Logan he'll win, and then Randy and Kevin might start feuding, amongst themselves, and then Logan has I don't know.
I think, to be honest, my thinking on it is Logan loses, Randy Orton wins. I think that because Randy and Kevin both have issues with Logan Paul, and it stems from Elimination Chamber. And I really feel, I really like Kevin Owens. I wish he'd find a different fucking finisher to use, because
I don't like that he does both the super kick and the stunner.
Yeah, but the guy, for being a guy that you would never really think that could, go hand to hand with some of these bigger guys like Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre and these other guys. I think that Kevin and Randy are going to fight with each other not fight with each other, but they both want to beat the shit out of Logan Paul. And maybe one of them's, I don't think that maybe Randy will win. Maybe, I just don't think Logan Paul's going to retain. I think Orton's too much of a draw to just win the U.S. title. I think it's time for Kevin Owens to take it. I did switch my shit up.
Yep. I just changed my mind while we were talking about that too. Because I don't think Randy gives a shit about the United States Championship.
He just wants to beat the fuck out of Logan.
Yeah, I think Kevin wins, and I think Randy, Randy is probably going to be the reason that Kevin wins.
Yeah.
And then that'll wrap up Kevin Owens and Logan Paul as a feud, but it'll still leave Randy and Logan feuding, into the future for a little while.
I could see Logan Paul getting where, say he gets whipped against the ropes, Kevin Owens grabs him by his waist and kind of pushes him up, while Orton goes for the RKO at the same time.
A big time bucket assist. And then maybe after that, Orton gets fucking stunned, and then he fucking what am I trying to say? Wins against Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Pins him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a decent title for him to have right now to, get him built up into the singles.
Yeah.
Into the bigger, titles.
Playing against him in 2K23 isn't easy.
Yeah.
When you first couple of times you wrestle him, he's quick and he's a fucking bully. The guy's like a pit bull.
Yeah, I like him as a wrestler.
He may not be ripped like some of these guys, but that fucking guy could get in there and he can bang with the best of them.
Yep. He's a lot more athletic than he looks, too.
Yes.
He'll do the top rope shit.
Yep. That's what I like about nowadays is some of these bigger guys, heavyweights, will go on top rope and do some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do some business, so.
All right. Another WWE Women's Championship follows that. Io Sky, the current champion, versus Bayley.
I don't think they let Io Sky lose it already. She's only had it for a couple, 2-3 months.
No, I think she's had it for most of the year.
Well, I don't know. She didn't win it last year because didn't Bayley win? She won the Money in the Bank.
So
no,
Io,
she won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Bayley won Royal in the Rumble.
Royal
in the Rumble. The Royal Rumble. But I think Io. I think she might have won it the pay-per-view after WrestleMania or something.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think Bayley's got it. I really don't. That's why I think Io Sky's gonna retain her belt.
I think Bayley wins.
I read this fucking article about Bayley, and she's really, her mom's been really supportive of her career and everything, doing great and really happy for her. And then her mom, she goes, yeah, and she's like my favorite photographer. She always takes pictures of me, especially when I'm naked.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently your mom likes to take pictures of her when she's naked. I mean, I don't want to see if any of those pictures are posted online so we can,
Yeah, I wouldn't
see the quality of photographer her mother is.
It's
not because we want to see Bayley naked at all.
Yeah, it's purely for artistic purposes.
Yeah, we want to see, like what she did there.
Yep, okay, that very tasteful, having the boobs out like that and, ass sticking out of a fucking garbage bag looking good there. Yes, like it,
But yeah, I think Io Sky's got it.
No, I think Bayley wins. I think she's got enough, a big enough fan base behind her that it'll be a really big moment.
Well, I guess we will see there, sir.
We will.
We will.
Tomorrow.
If we're not playing Helldivers.
Yeah.
Should try to. I could probably have it playing.
I could have it on my phone.
I was going to say, I could have it on my tablet. Yeah. I'll put it in one of my earbuds under my headphones. And yeah, I think I got it figured out now.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
No. All right. Seth freaking Rollins, the heavyweight champion, versus Drew McIntyre. Drew's just a beast.
Yeah, I think Drew's going to win.
I do too. I think
Seth came back too soon from his injury. I just really do. I mean,
Granted, if you work your ass off and stuff, I mean, you can prove doctors wrong, but after, what was it? Is it a knee problem that he had?
Yeah. I think it was it ligaments? I think it was.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're going up against a fucking beast of a man like Drew McIntyre. I really think that Drew wins this one, and not because like I said, I don't mind Seth Rollins. I just don't like the fucking weird shit that he wears. I mean, that is just dumb. But as a wrestler and how popular he is with the community, he's very, very popular.
Yeah.
I think he loses though.
Yeah, I think Drew wins. And I mean, it could even be like bloodline interference or something.
Which I could see, yep.
Yeah, and then I think that, you know, he'll still be involved in more of the bloodline side of things while Drew, you know, takes the title and
right. Yeah.
has a feud with Punk when Punk comes back.
CM Punk. I can't stand him. Even now.
I like his promos. I don't think I've ever actually seen a match other than, you know, the Royal Rumble when he was in it, and then
was he in that?
Yeah, he tore his tricep.
Oh, was that? Yeah.
It was his first match in, like, I think first televised match in the WWE.
Yeah. Well, you know, you try to fight UFC, get your ass whooped, and you get like a 5-fight contract, and you lose all your first 3, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to keep you around.
Yeah.
Because you suck. And you're losing to bottom of the barrel fighters. You're supposed to be this big Billy badass. So you got your ass kicked. Okay. You have WWF or WWE doesn't want you back. So let's go to NWA, or not NWA, AEW. No, it's TNA. TNA, I think it was. And the other fucking wrestling promotion, and he was a dick there, and he was constantly having issues in the back room, in the locker room with other wrestlers. So they fucking cut him loose after like a year and a half. And so he needed a job. He went and blew Triple H while Stephanie watched and said, okay, here you go.
No, so he's the one that quit AEW. He was
going to get fired.
I don't know. Well, so he just did a big interview with Ariel Helwani the other day.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and his story sounds like it's correct based on, you know, what everyone in the situation said. And it was that there's these 2 guys in AEW. They're fucking just awful.
I know who you're talking about.
The Young Bucks. And I think one of them's name is Jack Perry. And so he's like, I was talking to Jack Perry, and I was like, Jack, why do you do all this dumb internet shit? And this happened after, like, because the guy's idea was he had rented a car locally, and on the show he wanted to destroy the windshield. And he's like, no, like, everyone's told you no. You went to like 5 people, and now I have to tell you no. Like, no, you can't do this stuff. You're gonna just return a rental car with a smashed windshield? We'll be blacklisted. They won't let us rent cars again. So, and then they're backstage, and he's like, why do you do dumb internet shit? And the guy said, well, why don't you do something about it? And there's not a lot of details on how the fight went down, but like, it sounds like the guy tried to hit CM Punk, or no, he got into his, like, he was coming up to him, like he was gonna, you know, start something. And he said something about one of the guys that when he was training for MMA, had told him, he was like, never let someone get too close to you.
Yeah.
And so he grabbed him and he put him in a chokehold, and that was like basically the extent of the fight. And he looked at Tony Khan and was like, this is stupid. I quit. You are a clown. And then he still went out and wrestled. He still had a championship match. Mm-hmm. And then They just like the contract. I think they mutually agreed the contract was done.
I'd heard that there was more to just than that situation, though. I heard that there was, he was very confrontational to most of the people in the back. You know, a lot of those guys were new wrestlers and some of them were the older guys. You know, but the thing, like the Young Bucks, were the ones that Sting's final match with Darby Allin was against those guys, and they dropped the title to him, and so they can't be all that bad.
Oh no, they are. They're, if you watch the like, look at the ratings.
I'm talking about as far as like the person as a.
Yeah, it's they're just like really good friends with Tony Khan.
Yeah,
the guy that owns AEW, and so like they can basically get away with shit that other people can't get away with, and so the situation.
Tony wants to make any fucking money with this shit. He better start caring.
Yeah, that's the problem, and like I think a lot of the backstage issues that Punk had there were because he's used to wrestling in organizations that like you actually have to fucking do work. And like these guys, they literally, sometimes they show up, they don't even, like on the night of a taping, they don't even know who they're wrestling, what the finish is going to be. And they do that once a week, and that's it.
Some of the stuff that I started paying attention to about AEW is with Sting and that. And one of the guys that's in charge of creative and whatever is Kevin Nash, and I know that he had some problems after doing drugs, and then his son died and everything. Then yes, okay, I get it. Start taking control of that fucking back room. You want to put out some quality content. You want people to start watching your show. Okay, then push a little harder. You know what? Do what Bischoff did, and start talking smack about the WWE.
Oh, they do that on the show.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, but it's just the big problem with them, with that organization, at least from the stuff that I see, is that they only care about the in the ring stuff, the match. Like they think they can just put two guys, like, oh, we've got a legend from Japan, and we've got our champion. Let's just put them in a ring and they can wrestle, and if it's a good match, everyone will love it.
Yeah.
They seem to not care about story at all.
Yeah.
Where most matches are really good because of the story that is invested into the match. That makes you care about who wins and
right.
who loses. But that's just non-existent in AEW.
Yeah. Well, that's AEW. We are talking about WWE. So the last match for the night is the Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. We've already talked about who we think are going to win on that one.
Cody.
Going to be definitely a good match. One thing that we could touch on, because we do have some time yet, was Hall of Fame ceremony from last night.
Oh, that's right.
HBK got inducted last night.
Oh, did he?
And I know that Paul Heyman did.
Yep.
And Paul he wasn't really a big fan of being inducted last night, for the simple reason is that he didn't like it because he was still involved with it. And I can see that, because they say, hey, a lot of people think if you're going to be in the Hall of Fame, you should be retired and out of the game. Or if you're still in WWE and you're working behind the scenes, fine. Okay, induct him then. But he still got like a contract where he's with Roman Reigns. And then he was with Brock Lesnar till, you know, he was tag teaming with fucking Vince McMahon with women.
Yeah.
And I heard that I seen some stupid thing, and I'm pretty sure it was just clickbait, but there was something about how so it has to do with Brock Lesnar, but it has nothing to do with wrestling. It has to do with a UFC fight. And they were trying to push us off as it's real. It was Lesnar versus Fedor. And I sat there and read this, and I'm like, this is one of the stupid. Lesnar doesn't have the chin to be able to stand up with Fedor.
No.
And then after like a week, they're like, oh, April Fools. That was a week ago, dickhead.
Yeah.
You know? But
Yeah, it's not the whole month.
yeah, you only get it one day, dick. So, no, we got some good matches tonight. I'm actually pretty pumped.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
Getting drunk and watching people wrestle.
And
Wrassle.
and trying to spot Justin in the crowd.
Yeah, if out of the three people that are listening out there, look for a guy. He's on the floor wearing his Vikings jersey.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings jersey. So if you see him, even if this was live and somebody was listening to us in there, you know, at Wrestlemania, start throwing shit at him. Say, why aren't you at home recording your podcast?
Yeah.
You know, son of a bitch. And he's with his brother, Mr. Happy.
That's right.
Yep, they're down there for his bachelor party. Mr. Happy's getting hitched. So, I don't know who. I think it's going to be really hard for them to try to match this WrestleMania. For the next year, next few years.
This one is, and I mean, The Rock's back too, which helps for sure.
Yeah.
But this is definitely a really big Mania.
You know, what I would love to see during this tag match is Stone Cold. Just hearing the fucking intro. Can you imagine the pops in that place?
Yeah.
Because Rock's in the because as far as I'm concerned, there's only two people that should be in the ring whooping up on The Rock, and it's Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and The Undertaker. And I can imagine if you just heard both of them just where they go in there, one gets a stunner on him, the other one gets a fucking choke slam on him, and then 1, 2, 3. And that doesn't, I mean, for all we know, that could happen.
It could.
They did say that there's a possibility of a legend coming out during that match. And the only legends that the Undertaker retired, what, a year or two ago?
Yeah.
So then Steve and Austin's been retired for quite a while. He's been retired for 5 years, at least. He hasn't been in ring for quite a while.
Yeah.
But I think in the last couple times, if he has been in ring, it's just to give, hand out some stunners and, some cans of whoop ass. And because Austin 316 says, I just whooped your ass.
God, I hope it happens.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I'd be fucking going crazy. I mean, we're going to blow the roof off this garage, off Studio 204 today. So, why don't we go ahead and shut her down for this evening? Let's get ready to watch some wrestling. Justin, wish you were here, but I hope you're having a good time. Everybody check us out where you can find your podcast. Good pods, bad pods. Spotify, YouTube, Samsung, Apple, wherever you check them out, just go give us a listen. Lucas, do you have anything else you'd like our listeners to know?
Yeah, just that it's the American Nightmares time. It's Cody Rhodes' time, baby.
Yep. All right, we'll see you later.